Yeah, it's your boy Ray on the mic. Let's go.
One of my favorite college professors, Professor Drew, who was a professor over our American Ethnic Studies courses, always asks this question at the end of pretty much every lesson. So now what? We would be deconstructing some of the difficultest historic traumatic experiences faced upon Black and brown people, indigenous folks within our nation and within our city, within the state. And through that type of deconstruction, not only we were deconstructing the historical context of what we were experiencing, but even the interpersonal context of how our identity showed up within that history. And then had to sit there with that tension, sit there with so much trauma, grief, heartache, or anger, or just enlightenment, or what have you. And she would ask the question, so now what? So what? What are you going to do with this information? What are you going to do with this newfound energy, passion, perspective, what have you? And how will that transition and transpire into your life for today and in the future? And what I really appreciated about that question is that it helped us move towards action. It required us to sit and critically think not only the experiences that we're going through, but what are we going to do about that particular experience? How do we not let that perspective sit as head knowledge, but actually move it towards some sort of initiative that will help make the world a better place, help recreate or help redefine what we're experiencing, and then create this culture where we have this learning environment, right? And not just learning it, but we're doing it. Because it's more than just thinking about it. It's more than just keeping in our minds. We have to transpire that knowledge into action in order for us to sync and make sense and have some level of lasting comprehension when we move forward into this work. And that's something that I really want you all to start thinking about as well. I want you to leverage that same question of, so what? So now what do I do? What do we do with this new information that we're experiencing? In this day and age, 2022, we are constantly on the phones, living our lives through Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, if you're still on it, YouTube, what have you. We are constantly integrated and inundated with so much information in our day-to-day basis. And not just that information, but we're also dealing with a lot of real life stories and trauma experiences through so much heartache and so much activity that's going on centered on death, violence, despair, grief, trauma, all these things that we're experiencing through our phones and, doom scrolling and trauma scrolling on these apps. And we often feel like there's a sense of energy or sense of grief or sense of like retreat or what have you. But what I really want us to do is, as we are navigating this world in this digital age, or as we are continuing to retain knowledge and information or experience these types of activities, we take a minute, put the phone down, pick up a journal, or look out the window, go on a walk or whatever, and ask ourselves the question, so now what? Ask yourself, what are you going to do now that you've experienced this event? And how would this event change your trajectory and change the culture of your space and your engagement and the effective people that you're navigating with? Don't just let the information that you are engaging with, or that you're reading, or that you're looking at, or that you're in lectures and conversations with, don't just let it sit there and let the energy stay there. Move that energy forward and actually retain it and put it into action through your works by creating a plan. Once you learn the knowledge, take the knowledge into action and move it forward into the work efforts that you're currently doing on a day-to-day basis. So, all that being said, what are you learning? And how are you going to put it to action? Let me know. Drop it in the comments if you're watching this on YouTube. And you can follow me at Ray Devontae on all social media platforms. I would love to hear, what are you currently reading, retaining, engaging with? And what are you going to do with that information? How will that information take shape to help you move towards your goals, create a more inclusive community, or just to help continue to make you a better person in this journey of life?